Opie, I think our time's numbered, man. They look like they mean business. They're coming our way. As you go that way, you chicken, you don't want to take on a couple gooses? He's rutted the other way. He's like, I want no part of this, Dad. No part of it. I think you scared him, Opie. I think they're going the other way. Good job. Good job. Don't get too brave. I'm just warning you. They're not as nice as what they look. They don't like to be petted. Opie! Oh! Opie, get up here. You're getting too brave, man. They will kick your butt. Opie? You got real brave right there, man. I thought you were a goner. Dude, they would have completely annihilated you. Look at you. You're all manning up now, man. You're up front, you're looking out the window at them. You feel like a man now, don't you? That's because I am a man, Dad. I whooped up on those birds. You do know it could have got really ugly, though. Well, you ignoring me, dude? You want them, don't you? You're hungry for them, don't you? They are mean birds. Yes, they are not friendly kind of birds. Oh, but you are a big, bad German Shepherd. Grrr. You know, I thought you were going to get wet. I really did. You were on a run. I thought for sure you were going to jump in the water after those gooses. Or geese, as normal people call them. I think they kind of had you outnumbered. And they're not the nicest creature, man. Well, we are down here in Huntingburg, Indiana right now. They're going to load us up full of chicken. Yeah. No. Turkey. There you go. Turkey. You've only been here 5 million times, Schmidt. Come on now. You guys know what they're loading me with at this point before I even know what they're loading me with. Come on, Ope. Young man, I know you got brave today, but come on. He's all cocky now. He's like, man, I almost took on some gooses. I am brave. I am Braveheart. Did you guys see that truck tailgating me like crazy? I wasn't looking at it, but I was just kind of holding the camera over there, just kind of seeing if it was going to pick it up. So if it didn't pick it up, we were getting tailgated like crazy, man. You cannot ruin my 2-lane drive. My beautiful, beautiful 2-lane drive down in southern Indiana. I love that drive. And I'm really sorry, but I was laughing. Because I am that guy that can go 30 miles without even looking in the big mirrors. The round ones, yeah, I glance over at those. Those are going to tell me if there's any blinkies behind me. Cops, ambulance, fire department, stuff like that. But the big mirrors, to where I can tell if someone's tailgating me, I can go miles without using those. You see, I started doing something about 2 years ago, back when the pandemic, back when trucking just turned into just craziness, back when the virus first came around and everybody stayed home and truck drivers just went ballistic and probably thousands of more trucks came out here on the road. I started doing something a little different. When you hear somebody ask, or when you hear a truck driver say, I'm racing the clock, what comes to mind? When they say I'm racing the clock, the first thing that comes to mind a lot of times is you think, well, this guy unloading me, he has taken far too long to unload me, and I don't know if I'm going to make it to my reload, so I'm just going to be racing the clock to get there to my reload to get undone. The most common thing people think about when you hear racing the clock is almost most of these trucks out here nowadays have what they call electronic logbooks in them, and it's the government's watchdog. It kind of keeps track of everything. Fortunately, I don't run one yet, so I don't even want to talk about that version of racing the clock. I want to talk about the first version of racing the clock. You got horrible breath, man. I mean, it's bad. It is really, really bad. Hear it, right? He doesn't have his seatbelt on, so his truck's honking at him. If it's not beep beeps backing up, it's honk honks because someone doesn't have a seatbelt on. Seatbelts. Well, you guys have been chomping on me pretty good about that. Guys, I do wear it every once in a while. Sometimes I don't. It's just kind of what I do. Look at that shiny hiney. Woo, that is super shiny. Unfit for human consumption, as usual. You got a belly ache? Is that what's going on? Okay, we'll walk around some more. We're at a Love's truck stop just off of Interstate 64 here in Illinois. Not 100% sure where we're at exactly. We're almost to Interstate 55, but it's got to be a new Love's because it's clean. It's very nice. It's in good working order. More than normal. Yeah, more than normal. Alright, earlier I was telling you guys that I started doing something back when the pandemic started, and that is, for me and me only, I cannot beat the clock. So I quit racing it. I used to race the clock and I used to lose to it all the time, so I decided I can't beat it. And remember, we're not talking about the whole logbook. We're talking about if a shipper takes too long unloading me versus me getting to my reload on time. I've come to the conclusion I just can't beat it, and it makes life a lot easier. So what I do now is, if I'm running late and I know I can make it there but not on time, I don't even look at the clock. So if I'm like 150 miles from a reload, about 125 is what the average reload is for me right now, I don't look at the clock once during it. And that's pretty big. People used to call me timer because I used to always look at the clock. I had to know what time it was all the time. And the past couple years I've gotten real good at it to where I can go a couple hours, 2, 3, 4, 5 hours without even looking at a clock. You know, some people are asked, don't you get tired driving all night? No, I don't look at a clock. If you look at a clock, or if you set your GPS, I don't use a GPS either. If you set your GPS to a destination, that makes you tired sometimes. You're always looking up at it. Oh, 300 miles. Oh, 298. Oh, 285. You know, I don't do that either. So, I mean, I use Google Maps every once in a while, but that's in the backdrop of the phone. You know, I just keep it shut off and it's there to yell at me, hey, take your turn, dummy, just in case I don't take my turn. But that's what I do now, and it seems to be working out pretty good for me. It's not pleasant. Sometimes you don't make your time. If you're watching last week's videos, we actually had one. We were doomed from the get-go though, because our unload time was at 11:30 a.m. and our load time 170 miles away was set for 11 a.m. So our load time was actually scheduled before our unload time. It happens. So we ended up having to set 7 hours to get unloaded. No, 7 hours to get loaded. Yeah, so you have things like that, but realistically, guys, you can't, in this day and age, in the wise of where traffic is the way it is, construction now, and stuff like that, you can't be racing up and down the interstate trying to beat someone else's time, trying to beat a time, beat a clock, if you're going to make it, you're going to make it. That's all there is to it. I thought I'd just share that with you guys. I know, I'm a dork. Hey, come on. Their lawn's already mowed. You don't need to mow it anymore. Come on. This way. I'm walking this way. Why aren't you walking this way? Oh boy. I think I'm going to be out here for a little bit walking around, because if he's eating grass, that means he's got a tummy ache, and I do not want the aftermath of a tummy ache in my truck. I could probably just leave it on you the whole time, and they'd be just fine with it. Right here, just like this. But I need to get back there because I'm hungry and I want to make a sandwich. Can I come back there? Am I allowed back in your domain? Can you move up? There you go. Okay. Tonight was a great night. When we were running, some of you are familiar with like Missouri, especially Highway 61 in Missouri. It is one of those roads that just kind of goes like this and goes like this and more of this and more of this, and that's just what it does. It's a windy, hilly stretch. It's a smooth stretch for the most part if you stay in the left lane. And tonight it was kind of busy though. I bet we probably counted, gosh, what do you think, Opie? We probably counted 20 cars in the last 200 miles. So it was kind of busy tonight. But tonight was one of those nights I probably could have been just fine just putting a camera inside the cab of the truck. I think I've used this analogy before, but have you guys ever seen that movie Roadhouse with Patrick Swayze in it? Great movie. You remember the part with the old guy? He's in his convertible. He's just cruising down the road. Life is but a dream. Do 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 do. That was me tonight. After running through Missouri, you get to the point where you're just so sick of listening to the turbo on first class. This truck can whistle, and it can whistle very loudly. So I drop a gear, set the cruise down to, I think it was probably around 60, 62 miles per hour, and just let the pipes do the singing. It gets rid of the whistle so much the pipes kind of take over. And that was us tonight. That's what we were doing. Just life is but a dream. But that's what we were doing all the way up Highway 61. I know. I'm a dork. Okay, so I'm gonna have a ham sandwich, some milk. Opie got his supper a little bit earlier. You can look at me till you're blue in the face. I don't even know if they can see you on camera right now. No, my sandwich. And then we're gonna call it a night. We're gonna go to bed. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I hope everything is going good in your world. That's all I got. You guys stay safe. And as always, I'll see you next time.